Hi, this is me, Oton from Nerdimations, and today I'm going to show you what I think would happen if, say, no one ever colonized South America. Now, you may ask, what is on this map? Don't mind that part, okay? Just don't mind it. Anyways, it's with that, we'll begin. Okay, once again, you may ask, where's everything? India. If you are the one faithful viewer who watched the first video where I talked about North America, you'd see that I already had the Haudenosaunee, and Mesoamerican kingdoms. Well, I did actually look for a source for a map of South America in the 1200s, but I physically could not read it. At number one, it had no labels, and number two, like 50 pixels. And number three, what I could vaguely see, it was like 1,000 mini kingdoms. So we're going to be making up new kingdoms. Since I am not going to make stuff up for y'all. I also now just realized that possibly I made the map size a bit too big. Anyways, we will begin with, say, Kingdom in Peru. The Kingdom of Cusco. They mostly began as a small group of states who came together to get more trade deals. They quickly became known for their political prowess, and also began invasions of other areas to try and acquire stuff, taking more and more land. And now this isn't the Inca yet. This is a not as powerful, not as big kingdom. But they quickly began to become powerful. And by 1232, they'd formed the Cusco Empire. Now, sure, it doesn't look big, but for Latin American standards before the Incans and Aztecs, this is pretty big. Now also another thing that occurred here in the Cusco Kingdom was that, due to how big and threatening they were, they also drove other kingdoms to form. History now calls this kingdom the Titicaca Kingdom. If you can come up with a native name in the comments, please do. But they still sadly were not as powerful as the Cusco, who came up and destroyed them at the battle of Picarosa, taking their land and expand and only making in Cusco even more powerful, to the point where they began and suggesting the idea of expanding outside of their original areas they knew. In a few months of offensives as against smaller tribes both north and south of them, they soon were able to establish large practically colonial territories. Now they had one minor issue. This was about as far as they could go expanding. It was becoming severely hard to get stuff from one side of the country to the other, except if the sides of the country you're getting through is from here to here. So they decided to begin building road networks to better connect their cities. They also began trade with the natives they'd just conquered, making them grow rich. By the 1270s, the Cusco Owens had formed a large nation. But in the 1250s, during their invasions of what we call Bolivia, they found a new challenge: the Guarani. You see, recently the Guarani had been hearing of all the stuff that the Cusco had been able to do. And so in 1254, where different Guarani tribes came together. They also, right after that, invaded the Tupians, and hoping that they could secure more power and territory with this. They then went west in 1272 to invade Cusco. The invasion was unsuccessful, but they were able to snag a small amount of territory, and also were able to finally build a city for themselves. Okay, I know that this video was nowhere near as long as the one for North America, and you might say that I'm not doing South America justice, but I promise you, South America will be looking cooler and cooler or each other video. Anyways, thank you. Please subscribe. Right? And goodbye.